Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Comments and Answers TJ. I hope you are all doing well. In this new week, we are going to prepare for the comments in the section, Let's Search for Hidden Pearls. We are in the week of May 19th to 25th, during which we will analyze the book of Proverbs chapter 14. Let's begin. The first question is: in what ways can the man who thinks things through be hated? Before answering the question, let's read the biblical text. Proverbs 14:17 says, "The one who is quick-tempered acts foolishly, but the man who thinks things through is hated." Very well, so the answer to the question is: the man who uses his mind well can be hated because he thinks differently and does what is right, which doesn't always please everyone. He can also be rejected if he uses his intelligence to plan bad things. That is why it is important to use our minds to do good and be prepared to face rejection with patience and confidence in Jehovah. Additional comments. Sometimes people feel uncomfortable or annoyed when someone thinks calmly and doesn't let emotions or trends influence them. For example, if a friend always tells the truth and follows Jehovah's rules, others may get upset because they don't want to change or do what is right. This can cause them to criticize or even avoid that person. Thinking things through also means having the firmness not to do what everyone else does if it is wrong. That can cause rejection because sometimes, what is popular, is not right. But even if we are rejected, we must remember that Jehovah values us being honest and faithful more than anything, even if that means some may hate us or not understand us. Let's move on to the next question. What spiritual pearls have you found about Jehovah, the ministry, and other topics in this week's Bible reading? Proverbs 14:1 says, "A wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands." Very well, so the comment is: this means that a person who uses wisdom and good decisions helps their family to be strong and happy. But if they don't think carefully and act carelessly, they can cause problems and damage their home. So we all should strive to make good decisions so our family can grow in peace and love. Let's move on to the next comment. Proverbs 14:7 says, "Stay away from a fool, for you will not find knowledge on their lips." Very well, so the comment is: a fool is someone who doesn't think things through and doesn't want to learn. If we spend time with that kind of person, we won't learn anything good because they don't have useful advice. That's why it's better to seek the company of wise people who help us become better. Let's move on to the next comment. Proverbs 14:12 says, "There is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end it leads to death." Very well, so the comment is: many times we believe what we are doing is right, but without realizing it, it can cause us harm or big problems. That is why it is important to ask Jehovah for help and follow what he teaches so we don't make mistakes and choose the path that gives us true life. Let's move on to the next comment. Proverbs 14:15 says, The simple believe everything they hear, but the prudent carefully consider their steps. Very well, so the comment is. There are people who accept everything they hear without analyzing it, and that can cause confusion or mistakes. In contrast, a prudent person thinks before believing or acting, thus avoiding problems and making better decisions. Let's move on to the next comment. Proverbs 14:29 says, "Whoever is patient has great understanding, but the quick-tempered displays folly." Very well, so the comment is. This verse tells us that being patient and not getting angry quickly shows that we can control our emotions and think before acting. But if we get angry immediately, we often do things we later regret, and that shows a lack of wisdom. Let's move on to the next comment. Proverbs 14:30 says, "A calm heart is life to the body, but envy is a disease that rots the bones." Very well, so the comment is. When our heart is calm and free of worries, it improves our health and makes us feel good. But envy, which is wanting what others have, makes us feel bad and can even make us sick inside because we don't enjoy what we have. Let's move on to the next comment. Proverbs 14:31 says, "Whoever oppresses the poor insults their Creator, but whoever is kind to the needy honors God." Very well, so the comment is. This verse reminds us that we are all Jehovah's creation, and when we treat the poor or weak badly, we are disrespecting God Himself. But if we help and show compassion, we demonstrate that we honor Jehovah and follow His teachings. Well, that was the analysis of the comments and answers for this week's Hidden Pearls. I hope it is very helpful to you, my dear brothers and sisters. I send you a big hug, and may Jehovah bless and protect you always.